Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for the opportunity that has been given to me. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dian Nurafni Hasman and my registration number is A1M2181069. Okay, I'm very glad because I can stand in front of you all to present the results of a research entitled The Effects of Anxiety Towards Chinese Students' English Speaking Ability. And the researchers of this study consists of Habibur Rahim, Riz Daneva, Gina Putri, Syarifah Dahliana, Safrul Muluk. Okay. Next, we move to the introduction. The first is abstract. Okay, in this study, they analyze the effects of speaking anxiety of Chinese students in English learning classroom by looking at the causes of student speaking anxiety and their strategies in coping with it. Next, the researchers use purposive sampling to select the participants of this research. Okay, to have in-depth information on the subject matter, semi-structured interview was employed. Okay, next, we move to the background. Based on the opinion by he 2013 unveils that most of the students in China who took English class at least 6 years long and passed the language written test with an excellent achievement face difficulties in using a language in a real-life situation. Therefore, creating a communicative language classroom environment is necessary in order to encourage the students to be involved in interactive activities. Next, the second opinion, this results in a lack of student participation so that it can affect their competence, followed by the effective domain of those who are unmotivated, lacking in self-confidence and worrying about failure. Okay, next, we move to the literature review. We can read this opinion from Woodrow as cited in Gopang, Bugio, Umrani, and Lohar 2015 and Horwitz et al. 1986. From this opinion, basically students who have doubts about their language competence will cause anxiety, which will affect their emotions in the form of fear, nervousness, and lack of confidence. Okay, and then we move to the methodology. The first is research design. Okay, the main points. In this study, they use a case study. The main points of the investigation are the students' perspective about the causes of anxiety in the classroom, its effects, and their ways in dealing with the symptoms. For this reason, a case study is used for this research to explore students' responses in the classroom. Thus, their behavior as anxious learners can be discovered, and later it can be identified the situation that creates anxiety for the learners. Okay, for the learners. Next, we move to the participants. Okay, this qualitative research was conducted at the Department of English Language Education of UIN Ar-Raneri Darussalam Banda Aceh. At the department, both lecturer and students mostly use Bahasa Indonesia as the communication language in a teaching and learning process. The participants were second-year students who had finished at least 2 speaking classes. There were 108 students, consist of 77 females and 31 males, and with age range around 19 until 20 years old, from 4 English speaking classes to be involved in requirement case study participants. However, only 10 students become the primary source of data information. Next, we move to the data collection. Okay, interview questions were designed to find out students' feeling when they have to speak English in front of their friends and the teachers with 30 until 60 minutes for each person. Next, we move to the data analysis. Okay, in this study, they use open coding. After transcribing data process, the data were coded. The researchers initially identified the common emerging themes from the interview. Next, we move to the findings. Okay, in the form of low self-confidence because of their competence, this condition leads to uncomfortable feelings every time the students have to talk or share their ideas with classmates. The results of the interview show that several classroom situations stimulate students' anxiety. These situations include spontaneous performance and direct feedback of the mistakes. Speaking anxiety has affected learners' ability to communicate in English. This is reflected in their words that they have a problem to convey the message due to the difficulty to express the idea in English. Thus, the communication doesn't happen and they lose their opportunity to widely practice speaking in the classroom in order to have English proficiency. Okay, the effort by continuing to participate in the classroom, have mental support, and then have more practice. And some students state that they would not do anything. Okay, next we move to the discussion and conclusion. The findings may encourage teachers to be aware that students' anxiety is not caused by only one factor. There are many aspects that lead to anxious feelings. Thus, creating a conducting classroom environment is a must for a teacher in order to reduce students' anxiety in speaking the target language. In addition, it should be noted that the students' passive responses during English speaking class may not be considered as only due to low competency, but also possibly because of their anxiety. Okay, thank you very much for your great attention. I think that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.